Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth. I'd like to introduce to you the 2017 Infiniti Q50. This vehicle was actually brand new for us back in the summer of 2013 as a 2014 model. Since that point, we've made some changes to the vehicle, and what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to introduce you to all of the new changes, and I'm also going to go over the car with you. I'm going to talk to you about all of the great and stunning and outstanding features that the Q50 offers, everything that's available and everything that is also standard. Now what you'll notice is here that back in the summer of 2013, as I said when this vehicle was first introduced, Infiniti gave its current design and current styling cues of what all of our vehicles now have, as you'll see in the upcoming videos that we'll be doing together. So what you have here is you have a double wave and a double arched honeycomb front grille and the double wave hood. You also notice here that you have your our signature LED eyebrow headlights. You'll more specifically notice those when the daytime running lights are on. But you also notice down here that you have your LED fog lights as well. And also, as I said, you have your double wave honeycomb front grille with our signature Infiniti badge up front. This one in particular though, this is the Q50 Sport. But as we dive deeper into this vehicle, I'll go over the differences so you as a consumer and anyone that is just simply interested into the Q50, you'll be able to know the differences so that way you can make the best decision that works best for you when it involves getting into your new Infiniti. So if you take a look here at the side of the Q50, Infiniti, when they introduced this vehicle, and it's now carried over to some of our other cars, which we're working towards for everything else as well, Infiniti introduced what's called their stamping process. So what that's going to do is they have taken each body panel, the front quarter panel, all of your doors, and even your rear quarter panel as well, and they have taken the four of them and they put them in a machine, and it stamps the shape into it. So you'll notice the line starts up at the front here and works its way all the way to the back. And this is actually, the exact name for it is called an in-motion design. So when the Q50 is sitting still, it's designed to look like it moves or like it is in motion. Like I said, as the in-motion design is called. You also notice you have your LED turn signal indicators in your side view mirrors. Now what I think is particularly nice about what Infiniti does for all of our vehicles is your side view mirrors, they all move, so they're not fixed. So they'll fold in and they'll also all fold the opposite direction, and that's stays true for both of the side view mirrors, so you're not just limited to one. So if you bump into a mailbox or something like that, you don't really have to worry about replacing that side view mirror. And eventually what we're going to get to once we get to the inside of the vehicle, this has what's called our around view monitor system. So there is actually a camera that's underneath here, and you'll also find that, like I said, once we get inside the vehicle, there's a camera at the front underneath the passenger side view mirror, and there's a backup camera as well. But the backup camera is standard on the Q50, and it's also standard on all of our Infinitis as well. So if you want to come around the back here with me, so now that we're at the back of the Q50, you'll notice on the rear bumper here that you actually have 4 parking sensors, because when we spoke at the beginning of this video and also when we were at the front of the vehicle, you also had those 4 parking sensors up there as well. What these 4 parking sensors do is they help attribute to the backup collision intervention system, which is available as part of the driver assistance package. Now, what the backup collision intervention system does is, as long as you're not backing up faster than 5 miles an hour, the Q50 will actually bring itself to a complete stop. How that system works is, if we dive a little bit further in, that these 2 central parking sensors here see directly behind the Q50, whereas the ones in the corners here, these actually see 49 feet off to the side. So when you're backing up out of a parking space and there's someone that's moving perpendicular to the vehicle, these two sensors in the corners will see out, as I said, 49 feet, which will help stop the Q50 pretty quickly. You'll also notice down here that you have reflectors on the rear bumper as well. So if you're parked on the side of the road at night, so it's going to help those individuals that are driving, it's going to help see the Q50 because you have the reflectors on the bumper. You also do have your dual exhaust back here as well. And also, as I mentioned, you have a backup camera, which is standard on all of our vehicles, which you'll find right underneath here on the trunk of the Q50. you'll notice hanging up from the top here, you have these little straps. This Q50 here has what's called your 60/40 folding seat. So when you pull these straps here, the seat in the back will actually fold down flat to give you the additional space that you need if you need it. You'll also notice inside the trunk here you have a carpeted cargo mat. So when you have groceries or anything else underneath here, this is going to kind of help keep the trunk clean and stay neat and tidy. And you'll also notice as well on the underside of the trunk you have this carpeted cargo cover. This is going to actually help cut down on the road noise and the exhaust noise from the rear of the Q50, so it's going to help keep the Q50 on the inside while you're driving nice and quiet. So back in 2016, Infiniti introduced 2 new engine options for the Q50. We're now doing for the very first time a 2-liter single turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which produces 208 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. We're now also doing a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, which produces 300 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. We have also tweaked those turbochargers in that engine for another option, which will give you a total of 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. So underneath the hood here on the Q50, you'll find that this has a cover. This cover serves 2 purposes. This is going to help cut down on the road noise and the engine noise from the front of the Q50, which is a similar technology as to what we found underneath the trunk of the Q50 as well. This cover here is also flame retardant. So there are plastic pins that are holding this into place. So in case of an engine fire, these pins melt, this will fall down, and this will actually smother the fire. Otherwise, all of your important stuff underneath the engine here is labeled. It's also color-coded, so it's easy to find. Your battery is back there, your brake fluid is over there, your windshield wiper fluid is here, engine coolant is right here as well. The Q50 also has what's called breakaway motor mounts. So if you're involved in a high-speed front impact collision, the motor mounts that hold the engine into place will actually snap and the engine will actually fall down to the floor. If you ever look at a vehicle that actually has knee airbags, which would give it an odd number of airbags, that means that vehicle does not have those breakaway motor mounts. Right, so here we are on the inside of the Q50. Now the Q50 comes standard with Bluetooth, also comes standard with Bluetooth audio. So if you listen to any sort of your music, whether it's Pandora or Spotify or SoundCloud or anything on iTunes, you can actually listen to your music wirelessly. So you don't need a USB cable, or you don't need any sort of a portable car charger to plug it in to listen to your music. You can also, if you would like, you can also listen to your music that way as well, because you can actually charge 4 phones at a time in the Q50, because you have 2 12-volt chargers and you also have 2 USB ports as well. This Q50 in particular has your navigation in it, which is on the top screen up here. Now the Q50 always has these dual touch screens, and I emphasize touch screens. So you literally can do pretty much anything and everything you want to do from the top screen or the bottom screen as well. Q50 in terms of the sport package, which is this one actually does have your paddle shifters attached to the steering column here as well. You also do have available in the Q50 your blind spot warnings, which this one does have, your lane departure warning, lane departure prevention, and also blind spot intervention as well. Q50 also does come standard with a power driver's seat and a power passenger seat. It also does come standard with a 7-speed automatic transmission. Dual climate control is also standard, so you'll have driver's side temperature and you'll also have passenger side temperature as well. Cruise control, of course, is standard on all of our vehicles, along with automatic windows, so they're 1 touch up and 1 touch down. Also, what's new for the 2017 Q50 is rain sensing windshield wipers. So when it starts raining, the windshield wipers will actually turn themselves on. They'll slow down and speed up, and they'll also turn themselves off as well, depending upon the speed that you're driving and also the severity of the rain as well. You also do have a single disc CD player. You also do have heated seats, which are available in the Q50. You do also have in the Q50 where it will actually give you the individual tire pressure readout for each tire. So it will tell you which tire is low on air instead of just giving you a generalized warning of which tire is low on air, and then you have to figure it out for yourself. Q50 comes in 3 different interior options. You either have stone, which is a light gray. You also have graphite, which is the black, which is what you'll see here. And you also have the option for a wheat interior, which is a tan colored interior. Sunroof is also available on the Q50 as well. And you also have the availability for a memory seat setup, which not will it only memorize your seat, it will also memorize your steering wheel because it is power adjustable, which is tilt and telescopic, so it'll go up and down and in and out. It will also memorize your side view mirror settings as well. And you can also get this with the available 16-speaker Bose audio system. So in a nutshell, that's the Q50.